Commander Maya Rodriguez stood at the helm of the UNSS Horizon, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling nebula before them. The research vessel had ventured farther than any human ship before, driven by mysterious energy signatures that defied known physics. Her science officer, Dr. James Chen, hunched over his console, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. "Commander, you need to see this," Chen called out, his voice trembling with excitement. "The energy signature. It's not natural. It's a beacon." The nebula parted like a cosmic curtain, revealing a massive structure floating in the void. Crystalline spires stretched for kilometers, their surfaces etched with symbols that seemed to pulse with internal light. Ancient automated defense systems awakened, scanning the horizon with beams of energy that made the ship's quantum sensors sting. "It's accepting our presence," Chen whispered. "The defense grid, it's recognizing our ship's quantum signature. That's impossible unless—" "Unless what, Doctor?" Rodriguez pressed, her hand unconsciously moving to the neural interface at the base of her skull, a reminder of humanity's own technological leaps. "Unless we're somehow compatible with their systems. Commander, this technology, it's responding to human brainwave patterns." Before Rodriguez could respond, new signatures appeared on their sensors. Massive ships emerged from fold space, their hulls covered in bioorganic armor that shifted like living metal. The largest vessel dwarfed the horizon, its presence broadcasting authority and ancient power. "This is High Sovereign Kexar of the Sarathi Empire," a voice resonated through their communications system. "You have entered restricted space and accessed sacred technology. Prepare for immediate boarding." Rodriguez shared a quick glance with Chen. The Sarathi were unknown to human space, yet they claimed ownership of technology that clearly predated their civilization. More importantly, the ancient defense systems hadn't reacted to their arrival as they had to the horizon. "High Sovereign," Rodriguez responded, her tone carefully diplomatic. "We are a research vessel from Earth, conducting peaceful exploration. Our sensors detected no territorial markers or beacons claiming this region." "Your ignorance does not excuse your trespass," Kexar replied. "The Sarathi Empire are the appointed guardians of all precursor artifacts. Your presence here is a violation of laws older than your species." Chen's fingers flew across his console, collating data. "Commander," he whispered, "they're ships. They're using tech grafted onto their vessels. It's not integrated like the ancient structure. They're scavengers, not inheritors." Rodriguez nodded slightly. The Sarathi weren't guardians. They were thieves, using stolen technology to maintain their power. Worse, they were afraid. Afraid because a primitive human vessel had interfaced with the ancient systems in ways their stolen tech couldn't match. "High Sovereign," Rodriguez spoke again, "we apologize for any unintended violation. However, under Article 7 of the Galactic Concordat regarding newly discovered artifacts—" "Silence," Kexar's voice boomed. "You dare quote lesser laws to us. The Sarathi Empire predates your first steps into space. Prepare for boarding. Resist, and we will demonstrate the power granted to us by the precursors." Rodriguez allowed herself a small smile. The Sarathi had revealed more than they intended. Their threats betrayed their fear of what humanity might discover about their claimed heritage. She opened a secure channel to Earth using the quantum entanglement communicator hidden within the Horizon's civilian systems. "Chen, initiate Protocol Prometheus. Let's show our friends what happens when they threaten a species that evolved on a death world." Throughout the ship, hidden systems activated. Quantum computers that had been masquerading as standard navigation systems unleashed their true potential. The neural interfaces worn by the crew, publicly known as research aids, linked with the ship's AI in ways that made organic and synthetic consciousness merge. The ancient structure's defenses responded, recognizing the quantum signatures of human consciousness in ways the Sarathi's stolen tech never could. As energy fields began to envelope the horizon, Rodriguez sent a final message to the Sarathi fleet. "High Sovereign, Humanity has a saying: those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. You've built an empire on stolen power. We built ours on understanding. Let's see which foundation holds stronger. The battle that followed would mark the beginning of a conflict that would reshape the galaxy. The Exarethi would learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't the technology they possessed, but their ability to understand and integrate it at a fundamental level. They were about to discover why humans were called the children of Earth's gravity well, the species that had evolved under the crushing weight of a death world, whose minds could interface with alien tech in ways that Exarethi had never imagined possible. The game had begun, and humanity was playing for keeps. The Exarethi struck without warning. Their bioorganic ships emerged from fold space above 7 human colonies simultaneously, their living hulls pulsing with stolen power. High Sovereign Kexar watched from his command ship as the first wave descended upon New Terra, the largest human mining colony in the Outer Rim. These primitives hide their military installations well, his strategic advisor noted, mandibles clicking. Our scans show only mining operations. Kexar's outer membrane rippled with amusement. Because that's all they are. These humans waste their worlds on resource extraction. They'll learn the price of defiance. On New Terra's surface, mining director Sarah Hassan watched the alien ships descend through her facility's quantum glass dome. Her neural interface hummed with incoming data from the colony's sensor network. The Exarethi had chosen their target well, or so they thought. All sectors, initiate Hammerfall protocol, she subvocalized through the neural net. Throughout the massive mining complex, thousands of workers received her commands directly through their neural interfaces. None showed fear. They had trained for this. The first Exarethi dropships landed in the vast empty spaces between mining complexes. Their bioorganic warriors emerge, armor writhing like living metal, weapons charged with stolen precursor energy. They advanced in perfect formation toward the seemingly defenseless human structures. Let them reach the primary shaft, Hassan ordered. Let them think they've caught us unprepared. The Exarethi force reached the main mining complex, their sensors detecting only scattered life signs. Their commander transmitted to the fleet above. Minimal resistance. These humans are even weaker than. The ground beneath them erupted. Not in explosion, but in transformation. The seemingly solid metal of the landing zone rippled like liquid mercury, quantum-engineered programmable matter responding to commands from thousands of linked human minds. The Exarethi found themselves sinking into what had become a sea of metallic quicksand. Now, Hassan commanded. The massive mining drills that had been abandoned around the complex came to life. But these weren't simple industrial tools. Each drill was a quantum-enhanced weapon platform, their cutting heads engineered to pierce the strongest materials known to science. The Exarethi's bioorganic armor, for all its advancement, might as well have been paper. Above the planet, Kexar watched in growing horror as his ground forces were systematically dismantled. Impossible. Their mining equipment. It's all weaponry. No, Sovereign, his advisor corrected, mandibles trembling. It's both. They built their mining tools to serve dual purposes. Every drill, every excavator, every piece of equipment is designed for peaceful use and combat. The efficiency is disturbing. Similar scenes played out across all 7 colonies. On Ice 9, humans in powered mining suits emerged from frozen tunnels, their industrial cutting lasers reconfigured into weapons that ignored Exarethi shields. On Vulcan's Forge, geothermal taps suddenly reversed, creating corridors of superheated plasma that herded alien forces into prepared kill zones. The neural interfaces that the Exarethi had dismissed as primitive research tools revealed their true power. Every human colonist was linked into a vast combat network, sharing targeting data, coordinating responses with machine precision, while maintaining human creativity and adaptability. Sovereign, his advisor's voice shook, we're detecting quantum signatures. The same signatures we saw on that human research vessel. It's in their neural interfaces, in their mining equipment, in the very structure of their colonies. They've been integrating precursor principles into their technology all along. Kexar's outer membrane darkened with rage. The humans hadn't just discovered precursor technology. They'd understood it, replicated it, and integrated it into every aspect of their society. While the Xerathi Empire had spent millennia hoarding and grafting ancient tech onto their ships, humanity had been quietly learning its fundamental principles. "All forces, retreat," he ordered. But it was too late. The human colonists had already sprung their final trap. Massive mining platforms throughout the colonies activated their gravity manipulation systems, officially used for extracting deep-core minerals. The Xerathi ships found themselves caught in overlapping gravity fields, their bioorganic hulls training against forces they were never designed to resist. Hassan watched through New Terra's quantum blast dome as Xerathi ships were torn apart above her colony. Her neural interface connected her to every defender, every weapon platform, every piece of dual-purpose technology that they had spent years preparing. "Send word to Earth Command," she ordered. "Tell them that Xerathi took the bait. They thought they were attacking mining colonies. Instead, they just gave us their first wave of ships to study. Let's see what other technology they've stolen that we can understand better than they do." The Xerathi Empire had made a fatal error. They had judged humanity by their apparent technology level, never understanding that humans had built their entire civilization around the principle of hidden strength. Every tool served multiple purposes. Every civilian installation was a potential fortress, and every human colonist was a warrior connected to a neural combat network that the Xerathi's stolen tech couldn't hope to match. The real war was about to begin, and humanity was done hiding. Admiral Helena Santos watched the holographic display aboard the UNSS Prometheus as hundreds of human ships emerged from Quantum Fold. Each vessel bore the same organic curves as Xerathi ships, not because they were copied, but because humanity had independently discovered the same principles the precursors had used millennia ago. "Fleet status," she commanded, her neural interface synchronizing with the ship's quantum consciousness. "All vessels report combat ready, Admiral. The Xerathi still haven't detected us." Her XO, Commander Marcus Wong, smiled. "Quantum stealth systems are holding." The combined fleet hung silent in the void near Xerathi Prime's third moon. Below them, the Empire's homeworld bristled with stolen technology, a testament to their millennia of scavenging. They never imagined humans would crack quantum stealth before they did. "Begin Phase 1, Santos ordered. Throughout the fleet, neural networks activated. Every ship, every weapon, every system became an extension of their crew's collective consciousness. This was humanity's true advantage, not just understanding precursor tech, but merging with it completely. The first sign that something was wrong came when Xerathi defense platforms began turning on each other. Their bioorganic control systems, already vulnerable to quantum manipulation, fell easily to human neural hackers. Panic spread through the Xerathi command as their stolen technology betrayed them. High Sovereign Kexar watched in horror as his empire's defenses collapsed. "Impossible. Our systems are isolated, protected by precursor encryption." The humans, his chief scientist's mandibles clattered in fear. "They're not hacking our systems. They're communicating with them. The precursor tech, it recognizes them as authorized users." The human fleet decloaked simultaneously, their hulls shifting like liquid metal as quantum stealth fields dropped. Each ship was a perfect fusion of human innovation and precursor principles, their crews linked into vast neural networks that made them one with their vessels. "This is Admiral Santos of the United Earth Fleet." Her transmission reached every Xerathi communication device. "Your empire is built on theft and deception. We've spent generations understanding what you merely stole. Surrender now." Kexar's response was predictable. "All ships, destroy them. Show these primitives the power of the Xerathi Empire." The space above Xerathi Prime erupted in battle. But it was unlike any battle in the Empire's history. Human ships moved with impossible coordination, their neural-linked crews reacting as one. Their weapons weren't copied precursor tech, but new innovations built on the same principles. Quantum torpedoes phased through Karathi shields, their warheads programmed to target specific bioorganic frequencies. Gravity lances collapsed pockets of space-time, crushing enemy vessels without damaging the stolen tech humanity wanted to recover. Each human tactic demonstrated not just technological superiority, but fundamental understanding. Sovereign. The chief scientist's voice shook. They're not just winning. They're systematically disabling our most advanced systems. They know exactly how our technology works, down to the quantum level. The truth hit Kexar like a physical blow. The humans hadn't spent generations catching up to Karathi technology. They'd spent that time surpassing it. Every human advancement, every innovation, had been carefully hidden behind a facade of apparent technological inferiority. Admiral Wang reported, the Karathi lunar bases are disabled. Their orbital defense grid is under our control. Ground installations are surrendering. Santos nodded, watching through her neural interface as the battle unfolded exactly as predicted. Begin Phase 2. Deploy the revelation. Throughout the Karathi Empire, quantum signals activated dormant protocols in their stolen tech. Holographic displays appeared in every city, every ship, every installation. They showed the truth, records of the Empire's theft of precursor technology, evidence of their deception, and proof of their fundamental misunderstanding of the very tech they'd stolen. You built an empire on stolen power, Santos transmitted. We built ours on understanding. The precursors didn't leave their technology to be hoarded. They left it to be understood, to be integrated, to be evolved. Your empire ends today, but your people have a choice. Join us in understanding this legacy, or fade into history as those who could only steal, never learn. The Battle of Karathi Prime would be remembered not just as a military victory, but as the moment humanity revealed its true nature to the galaxy. They weren't just another spacefaring race. They were the first species since the precursors to truly understand quantum consciousness, to merge the organic and synthetic, to build a civilization where every piece of technology was an extension of human will. High Sovereign Kexar's flagship flowed through the maelstrom, a region of space where reality itself broke down. No sane species would follow. Behind them, human vessels pursued with relentless determination. They're insane, Kexar's navigator chittered, watching human ships ride gravitational waves that should have torn them apart. They're using the maelstrom's quantum instabilities to boost their speed. Commander Maya Rodriguez, now leading the pursuit aboard the advanced warship UNSS Nemesis, smiled as her neural interface processed the chaos around them. Through quantum consciousness, her crew experienced the maelstrom not as destruction, but as patterns they could manipulate. All ships, execute pattern Sigma, she commanded. The human fleet split apart, each vessel diving into different quantum currents. To the Karathi, it appeared as suicide. In reality, the humans were surfing probability waves, using the maelstrom's chaos to exist in multiple potential locations simultaneously. The Karathi flagship's sensors screened warnings as human ships seemed to materialize from impossible angles. Their stolen precursor tech couldn't cope with adversaries who understood quantum uncertainty at such a fundamental level. How? Kexar demanded as another volley of quantum torpedoes phased through their shields. How are they predicting the maelstrom's patterns? They're not predicting, his science officer realized with horror. They're part of the patterns. Their neural interfaces, they're experiencing quantum states directly. Rodriguez and her crew flowed through the maelstrom like digital gods, their consciousness spread across quantum possibilities. Every human ship became a probability storm, existing everywhere and nowhere until the moment they chose to strike. Target their propulsion, Rodriguez ordered. Let's show them the difference between using technology and understanding it. The Nemesis quantum weapons struck with surgical precision, their attacks coordinated across multiple potential realities. The Exarathi flagship's bioorganic hull, already strained by the maelstrom, began to break down at the quantum level. Sovereign, the science officer's mandibles trembled. They're not just attacking our ships. They're unraveling the quantum structure of our stolen tech. It's recognizing them as authorized users and shutting down. Kexar watched his empire's greatest weapons fail, understanding finally dawning. The humans hadn't just mastered precursor technology. They'd evolved beyond it. Their neural interfaces and quantum consciousness had made them into something new, something that could bend reality itself. All ships, emergency exit from the maelstrom, he ordered. But as his fleet attempted to flee, they found every escape route blocked by quantum probability storms, human ships existing across multiple realities, herding them like sheep. "This is Commander Rodriguez," her transmission cut through their panic. "Your stolen tech is failing. Your ships are trapped. But we're not here to destroy you. We're here to teach you the difference between theft and understanding." Through their neural networks, human crews began broadcasting the truth, not just data, but direct quantum experiences. They showed the Exarathi how precursor tech really worked, how it could be integrated rather than grafted on, how understanding led to evolution. "Your empire was built on stolen power," Rodriguez continued. "We're offering you something better. Knowledge. Real understanding. The chance to evolve beyond what you are." The maelstrom raged around them, but the human ships remained steady, their crews' quantum consciousness riding the chaos like surfers on a wave. They had become living proof of what the Exarathi could never achieve through theft alone. True mastery over reality itself. Kexar's outer membrane darkened as he faced the truth. His empire had spent millennia hoarding power they never truly understood. Now they faced a species that had taken that same knowledge and transcended it, becoming something that could dance through quantum chaos as easily as the Exarathi moved through normal space. The battle was over. The real education was about to begin. The halls of the ancient Nexus thrummed with power as Admiral Santos led the Exarathi delegation through chambers their empire had never managed to access. The crystalline walls pulsed with quantum light, recognizing human neural patterns, accepting their presence in ways the Exarathi's stolen tech never could. "This was never about military victory," Santos explained. Her consciousness merged with the Nexus through her neural interface. It was about proving who could be trusted with the precursor's legacy. The ancient Nexus, a vast installation discovered beneath Exarathi Prime, was more than a repository of technology. It was a test, waiting for a species capable of true understanding. The Exarathi had spent millennia trying to breach its depths with stolen tech. Humanity had simply asked, and the doors had opened. Former High Sovereign Kexar, now stripped of his bioorganic enhancements, watched in awe as human neural networks interfaced directly with precursor systems. Holographic displays showed the truth. The precursors hadn't vanished. They had evolved beyond physical form, becoming beings of pure quantum consciousness. The technology wasn't meant to be stolen, Santos continued, the Nexus responding to her thoughts. It was meant to guide species toward the same evolution. The Exarathi Empire spent generations hoarding power you couldn't understand. We spent that time learning, growing, preparing for this moment. The Nexus revealed its purpose through quantum data streams that only neural interfaces could process. The precursors had seeded the galaxy with their technology, waiting for species capable of true integration, not just using tools, but becoming one with them at the quantum level. "Your empire falls today," Santos declared, "but your species rises. We offer you what the precursors intended, not domination through stolen power, but evolution through understanding." The Nexus's core chamber activated, its quantum processors recognizing humanity as the designated inheritors. But humanity's first act wasn't to claim power, it was to share understanding. Through neural networks, they began teaching the Exarathi the true principles behind the technology they'd stolen, showing them the path to quantum consciousness. "This is how it should have been," Kexar admitted, watching his people learn in moments what their empire had failed to grasp in millennia. We thought power came from possessing technology. You proved it comes from understanding it. The ancient nexus transformed into humanity's first integration academy, where species across the galaxy could learn to develop their own neural interfaces, to understand quantum consciousness, to evolve as the precursors had intended. The human fleet became teachers rather than conquerors, sharing knowledge that no empire could steal. The age of empire ends, Santos announced to the assembled galaxy. The age of understanding begins. The precursors didn't leave us weapons or tools. They left us a path to evolution. Together, we'll walk that path not as conquerors or subjects, but as students of the universe itself. The stars themselves seemed to pulse in response, quantum frequencies aligning as humanity began guiding the galaxy toward its next great evolution. The Exarathi Empire had tried to rule through stolen power. Humanity would lead through shared understanding, proving that the greatest force in the universe wasn't technology itself, but the wisdom to comprehend it. The game was over. The real journey was just beginning.